Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Siti NABILAH. Today, I and my friend will present about the elasticity of demand. This chapter explains the concept of elasticity. Okay. Definition of elasticity. Aside from knowing that consumer buy more when the price falls or less when price rise, producer also need to know the size of the change in quantity. Elasticity can be defined as the rate of change of the quantity demand or quantity supply due to change in a variable, for example, price or income. There are four types of elasticity. First, price elasticity of demand. Second, income elasticity of demand. Third, cross-price elasticity of demand. And last but not least, price elasticity of supply.
Price elasticity of demand. The degree of responsive or quantity demanded to changes in price ceteris paribus. Formula: percentage change in quantity demanded per percentage change in price. There are 5 types of price elasticity of demand, which are perfectly inelastic, perfectly elastic, unitary, elastic, and inelastic. Perfectly inelastic, which is elasticity equal to 0, condition which quantity demand does not change as price changes. As example, price of insulin increased by 10%, the quantity demanded remain constant because the diabetic patients still need to consume the insulin no matter the price is. Next, perfectly elastic, which elasticity equal to infinity, condition which a small percentage in price leads to infinite percentage change in the quantity demanded. As example, when price at 5 ringgit, the quantity demanded will be 2 units. But when there is a price changes which is going up or down, there will be 0 quantity demanded, which is very rare in real life. Third, unitary, which is elasticity equal to 1. Change in price of food will bring a proportionate change in the quantity demanded. As an example, the price of digital cameras increased by 10%, the quantity of digital cameras demanded will decrease by 10%. Because of that, the elasticity will be 1. Elastic, which is elasticity more than 1, condition which a small percentage change in price of product will lead to a larger percentage in quantity demanded. As example, price of compact disc increased by 5%, the quantity demand for this will fall by 10%, as nowadays people rarely use this. Goods with high substitutes such as toothpaste and clothing have elastic demand. If you cannot buy toothpaste A, you can buy toothpaste B. Lastly, inelastic, which is elasticity lower than 1, condition which a large percentage change in the price of product will lead to a smaller percentage change in the quantity demanded. As an example, a 6% increase in the price of petrol will lead to 2% decrease of the quantity demanded, because when price is still going up, people still use cars, so people need petrol to move the car.
Okay, let's continue about the determinant of price elasticity of demand. First, availability of substitute. If a substitute available, demand more elastic. If no substitute, demand will be inelastic. For example, an increase in the price of project petrol will reduce the demand for project, and consumer will switch to relatively cheaper petrol from Petronas, Esso, Calcare or BP. Percentage of income. For example, the demand for SAT is inelastic because the expenditure for SAT involves a small proportion of income. Important. If the good is essential or necessary, the demand for the good will be inelastic towards change in price. Demand for normal goods is elastic towards change in the price. Time period, short term and long term. Short-term demand for a good is said to be inelastic to a change in the price because substitutes are hard to find at short notice. Long-term demand for good is said to be elastic to a change in the price because consumers have more time to find substitute. Consumers' habit. For example, smokers will continue to purchase cigarettes even after an increase in price. That's all from me.
I'm SYAFIKAH. My part is income elasticity of demand. The definition is the degree of responsiveness of quantity demanded to change in income. It can be calculated using this formula. Percentage change in quantity demanded over percentage change in income. The first part is positive income elasticity, which is E more than 0. Positive income elasticity can be subdivided into three parts. The first one is unitary income elasticity of demand, which is E equal to 1. When increase in income, demand will increase proportionately. It only workable in theory. Next, in elastic income elasticity, which is E less than 1. A change in income will bring a less than proportionate change in demand. It usually happens in normal goods such as food in general and clothes. As we know, normal good is something that we did not buy it regularly. Last one, elastic income elasticity of demand, which is E more than 1. A small change in income will bring a more than proportionate change in demand. For example, luxury goods like gold, jewelry, new BMW car. As our income rises, we have extra money to buy something expensive. The next part is negative income elasticity, which is E less than 0. As income rises, demand for goods will decrease. For example, inferior goods like salted fish, used car, low-grade carrot. This is because if our income rises, the demand will more to luxury goods compared to inferior goods. Last one, zero income elasticity, which is E equal to 0. As income rises, demand for goods will remain the same. For example, necessities goods like rice, vegetable, salt, sugar. Demand for goods will remain the same because necessities good is something that we need to eat daily.
Hi, I am Atirah. I will be presenting about the cross-price elasticity of demand. It is to measure the responsiveness in the quantity demanded of a particular goods when a change in price takes place in other goods. For example, we want to know what is happening to the demand for the petrol when the price of car increase. This will be calculated in a formula that is the percentage change in quantity demand of goods A over the percentage change in price of goods B. There are three types of the cross elasticity of demand. So the first one is the positive, which is elasticity more than 0. So this will explain that an increase in the price of goods A will lead to increase in the quantity demanded of goods B and happen to the substitute goods. For example, an increase in the price of buttercup will increase the quantity demanded for the margarine. How is this happen? According to the law of demand, an increase in the price will decrease in the demand. So, when the price of butter is increased, the demand for the butter will decrease. Therefore, people will buy more margarine than the butter because the price of butter is high. So, the second one is the negative cross-price elasticity, which is elasticity less than 0. And an increase in price of goods A will lead to the decrease in quantity demanded of goods B and happen to the complementary goods. For example, if the price of iPhone 11 increasing, the quantity demanded for the iPhone 11 cases will decrease. And the last one is the zero cross-price elasticity, which is elasticity equal to 0. An increase in price of goods A will not affect the quantity demanded of goods B because they are not related goods. They're not related to each other. For example, an increase in the price of bread salads will not affect the quantity demanded of the biscuit. The quantity demanded of this biscuit will not change. That's all from me. Thank you.